Welcome to Semiconductor News Decoded. I'm Ty, with 31 years inside the semiconductor industry, bringing you the real view from the factory floor. Today's topic: 77% of South Korea's KOSPI index gains have been driven by just two companies, Samsung and SK Hynix. When two companies out of hundreds carry an entire national index, that concentration risk deserves a very close look. As always, I'll explain everything in the most simplified way possible. Even a middle schooler should be able to follow along. If you're a specialist watching, some parts may feel oversimplified, but I'd like to prioritize giving everyone the big picture first. Think of it as a shopping district where two stores are doing almost all the business. So sit back and enjoy. Imagine a large shopping district with 100 stores lined up side by side. Every month, the total sales of all the stores are added up and announced as a shopping district score. When the score goes up, people say the whole district is doing well. When it drops, they say the district is struggling. South Korea's KOSPI is essentially the country's version of this shopping district score. Recently, the shopping district score shot up dramatically. You'd want to celebrate. The whole district is booming. But when you look at the breakdown, things aren't quite what they seem. It turns out that 77% of that score increase came from just 2 out of the 100 stores. Those 2 stores are Samsung and SK Hynix. The other 98 stores haven't changed much at all. These 2 alone are driving explosive sales growth and pulling the entire shopping district score higher. And on top of that, these 2 shops account for 47% of the district's total sales, nearly half the entire district from just 2 stores. Why are only these 2 shops doing so well? The answer is that they've nearly cornered the market on a very special product called AI Manju. AI has become enormously popular lately, and orders for this AI Manju are pouring in from around the world. But only these 2 shops know how to make it, so their sales just keep growing. Here's the question worth thinking about. What are the risks of a shopping district that depends so heavily on just 2 stores? What if AI Manju falls out of fashion? What if something goes wrong at one of those 2 shops? The entire shopping district score could collapse. This is the structural problem the Korean market is facing right now. Let me summarize the shopping district stance. The real-world equivalent of AI Manju is a semiconductor called HBM, high bandwidth memory. HBM is a special type of memory that stacks multiple memory chips vertically and moves data through a wide, high-speed pipe. Running AI systems like ChatGPT requires HBM. It has become an indispensable component. And honestly, my current position on this KOSPI situation is almost exactly the same as this shopping district story. To lay out the actual numbers, KOSPI covers all listed companies in South Korea, yet Samsung and SK Hynix alone account for 47% of the total market cap and generated 77% of the index's gains. Looking at 2025 full-year data, KOSPI rose from 2,399.49 to 4,214.17 points, a gain of about 75.6%. The U.S. Semiconductor Specialist Index, SOX, rose 42.2% in the same year. A national multi-industry index outpacing a semiconductor specialist index by more than 33 points? That is a genuinely unusual situation. That said, the Korean market isn't entirely one-dimensional. The KOSPI, which hosts smaller and growth-oriented companies, has also seen gains across sectors like biotech and mid-sized IT firms, showing some breadth. But given the sheer size difference between KOSPI and KOSPI, the overall temperature of the Korean market is still largely set by KOSPI, which means it's largely set by Samsung and SK Hynix. SK Hynix is the company that has succeeded most in mass-producing HBM. Their global HBM market share is approximately 53%, and they hold an even higher portion of HBM3E, the version used in NVIDIA's AI GPUs. As AI demand has expanded, SK Hynix's performance has surged, and those gains have flowed directly into KOSPI. Samsung, meanwhile, is working to close the gap after falling behind in HBM. What I'm watching closely on the Samsung side is the internal labor union situation. Semiconductor fabrication plants must run with extreme precision, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Any disruption in the manufacturing process can produce defective wafers that cost millions of yen each. This means that labor union dynamics directly affect manufacturing yield and production cost. Even more serious is the potential drag on the pace of technology development. In the race to mass-produce next-generation HBM4, Samsung needs to close the gap with SK Hynix, and maintaining the morale and focus of its engineering teams has become a matter of survival. Now I want to share my personal view. The fact that Samsung and SK Hynix are driving 77% of KOSPI's gains gives me pause. I see it as data that lays bare the structural risk embedded in the Korean economy. The reason is straightforward. A market this dependent on two specific companies, one specific product, HBM, and one specific demand driver, AI, is inherently fragile when that premise breaks down. The moment the AI boom cools, or the moment HBM prices collapse, KOSPI could reverse at exactly the same speed. I've been in this industry for 31 years, and I've watched Korea get whipsawed by DRAM price cycles more times than I can count. When memory prices rise, the Korean economy prospers. When they fall, it suffers quickly. Each time, people say, this time it's different. Each time, the same pattern repeats. The name has changed from DRAM to HBM, but the underlying structure hasn't changed at all. On SK Hynix, I remain relatively bullish for now. Their technological lead in HBM is real, and their relationship with NVIDIA appears stable. The key question over the next 12 months is how well they can sustain mass production quality for next-generation HBM4. If manufacturing yields fall short of expectations, there will be no avoiding an impact on the stock price. On Samsung, to be frank, I'm more cautious than I used to be. A late start in HBM, friction with labor unions, and slow progress in monetizing the foundry business. Multiple challenges are stacking up simultaneously. Each one alone might not be critical, but together they erode management's ability to move quickly. What I'm watching most closely in Samsung's labor situation is the conflict over fixed salary versus bonus compensation. Samsung's structure is designed to return a large share of profits through bonuses, performance-based pay, while consistently resisting increases to base salary. In strong years, that works. But when results decline, employees' incomes drop sharply. That income instability, in my view, raises the risk of losing top engineers, and that risk connects directly to semiconductor manufacturing competitiveness. Let me wrap up. The fact that 77% of KOSPI's gains depend on Samsung and SK Hynix reflects the strength of AI-driven memory demand, but it also reveals a structural concentration risk in the Korean economy. Samsung's labor dispute is fundamentally a compensation design issue, fixed pay versus bonuses, and it connects directly to semiconductor competitiveness through the risk of talent loss. These are the two things I'll continue watching closely. That's all for today. I'll keep bringing you semiconductor news and analysis, so if you found this useful, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. This has been Ty on Semiconductor News Decoded.